Well, this roundabout is new. And this is the beginning of Clark Road. Look at all of those debris trucks. Turn left here, you get to Butte College. Still living here that are local. Gotta hate all these debris trucks on the road. It's like a 2-lane road city. My God, they don't stop. A lot of this around here was burned, but the massive rains that came through helped bring some new life. Many of the structures out here were unaffected, but this grass was all burnt. Try and fix the camera in a little bit to make it so it's not picking up so much of the hood of the truck. These windy 2-lane roads are what made evacuation very difficult. Travis, your mount just fell and nearly killed me. start seeing a lot of the burn damage. Fried trees. I'll try and make it as quality of a video as possible. Without getting a ticket for using my cellular device. There was a rather massive house just behind me before that is now gone down in the valley. Oh yeah. This whole area got hit hard. May have to put the phone down in just a second. Could be some stopping ahead. Luckily, these buildings over here are huge metal warehouses, so those were not affected. Hold on a moment, there's construction and police. Okay. As you can see, absolutely touched. Ooh, good. More construction zone. We'll return to you after this brief commercial interruption. First signs of burnt down buildings. Luckily this hotel survived, eh? Yeah, pretty good, huh? These businesses were not so lucky. Old Barn Kitchen survived, but there ain't nobody to eat there. Ace Hardware that survived. I'm sure they'll be booming with business. There was a gas station right here? No, that was a shed dealer. This was a gas station. All their pumps exploded. It was a very early station to go. That shed dealer is gone. Rock and debris trucks everywhere. Just lined up everywhere they can fit them. This is Clark and Pearson. Here we go. Hopefully we don't see no police. So, burnt down buildings. These were mostly businesses. Yeah, food truck still operating. That was kind of a junkyard, but it's gone. That was a church, I believe. Library survived. The Arco pump survived here, but the store did not. That was a pharmacy. Surprisingly, the Rite Aid survived. This was an auto mechanic shop. Believe it or not, that was a Safeway grocery store. That was the biggest fucking grocery store in town. And it is fucking gone. Here is Maple Park Drive. Let's go nice and slow so you can get the full image. Big piles of wood, trees that were potentially gonna fall. There was a little rinky-dink house right there. This was a pretty nice house. This was a half-decent house. This was their yard. That was a half-decent house. Right here was a pretty nice house with a great garden. These people look like they've thrown up a camper. These were all really good houses. This house that was right here had a great little jungle gym out front of it. Never saw any kids, but it had a really nice jungle gym. High school is right down that way. These were all pretty nice houses. And you can't... They have a gazebo still standing back there. Yeah, lots of properties for sale. And these people had the nicest yard. The guy that lived here would be outside with a rake. I'm sorry, a broom, dusting off their lawn all the time. And there it is. There it is, folks. Still not cleared. Still not cleared. I am actually surprised. There is Sarah's car. A little bit more rusty than last time. Still got some aluminum down here. I guess I could take that with me. Huh? Here was our garage door. Obviously garage, being that it was connected to the garage door. Hopefully there's no rattlesnakes around here, huh? It's 102 fucking degrees. There's a nice little hole. This is where I had just had 2 cords of wood delivered. That was sitting right there. That big ash pile. That was all just fresh firewood. It was perfect and prime for burning. And it did. There is our fire pit. That survived. That's the entirety of things. Someone dumped a trash bag in our place. That's interesting. Nature has taken over. This was where our trash can was. It completely melted. There's a little bit of trash that survived. More aluminum. Let's go see what this trash bag is. Watching out for nefarious creatures. Hazard advisory. You are entering a hazardous area. Enter at your own risk. Ooh, scary. So, that's interesting. There's the hammerhead to a wood splitter. There's the actual splitter. Some kind of glass. There's some tools. Looks like a wrench there. I'm not exactly sure what is in this garbage bag, although it just looks like has materials. This is probably from someone coming and searching through our property, or the rebel thereof. I have no idea what the fuck this is. Interesting. Oh, and his head broke off. Alright, let's keep moving along, shall we? Water heater, all the metal stuff survived, of course. And the fireplace, bricks, along with the wood burning stove. Yeah. This fence survived. Yeah. I guess we could walk around the back of the property, but it is quite overtaken. The neighbors had a huge house right over here, completely gone. And I'm sure it's still this way. I had never seen anything like it before. But that was a good-sized tree, burnt all the way down to the roots. Very interesting. We're gonna go walk around the other side and see if there's anything around the property that's worth looking at. Although it does look like somebody came and searched the property and spray painted my wife's car some. Not exactly sure what that's about. That was spray painted on, as well as this number 23779 909. Oh, phone number. Too many digits. Let's go ahead and walk around. Being cautious, of course. Still, this was our umbrella. There's the base to the umbrella. This was our deck right here. There's our grill. There's the lawnmower. Air conditioner kind of maybe sort of survived. There is a barrel to an AR-15. There's another one. A couple of barrels to pistols. Not sure what that stuff is. Lots of glass back here. This fence was still here last time I was here, so I don't know what happened to the wood there. This was our room right here on the first floor, and then my sleeping room was over here on the second floor. Let's go ahead and step on up in this bitch. When I was searching for my wife's wedding ring, it was in the dresser that was right here. So I was searching all through right here. I couldn't find a fucking thing. Lots of weird stuff like this that I'm not exactly sure what it is. The somewhat orangish brownish stuff. This is I want to say Xbox, something like that. Here's the motor to a ceiling fan. This stuff is that I'm walking on has really hardened since the last time I was here. All this rubble here would be partly our room from downstairs along with the stuff from upstairs. So there's a floor on top of a floor. This was my wine rack that I kept all my mead in. I really wished a bottle of mead had survived, but you know, what are you gonna do? Oh yeah, there's all the mead. One big clump of glass. Yeah, that's it. Oh man. So, this is, and or was, my home. Our home. What we called home. Now, it is a giant pile of hazardous fucking material that should have already been cleaned up. And that I really don't want to step on a fucking nail or something. So I'm gonna try and walk carefully. Yeah. Oh man. Futon frame that was upstairs in the guest bedroom. Sound receiver. Looks like something. Ooh, that made a weird sound. Oh, here's some remnants of plates. Eh? Kind of almost maybe survived. At least tried to. Huh? Huh? That's heavy. There's another ceiling fan motor. I really don't want to get sliced by a rusty piece of metal here. So, gotta be careful. We'll go ahead and step on over here, there is probably like a water bottle or something. Other stuff, I don't know what it is. This is also where all of the ammunition would have been. This is where I had found one fired round. I don't see anything now. Oh, there's lots of stuff in there. Interesting. Alright, we're gonna This was a very nice house. It's quite sad. Surprised they haven't taken this tree down yet. We'll go ahead and get back in the car and head on over to the old house. They got me a fancy fucking push button start. There we go. Let's see if we can't get this mount to work. There we go. I think that's pretty fucking good if you ask me. There we go, boys and girls. I'll try to do as much commentary as possible. Neighbors had quite the large home here. There's actually two houses right next to each other as well. Looks like they've already cleaned up their property. There's one house standing right there. Interesting. Haven't seen that before. Now we'll drive through Paradise a little bit, head on up into Magalia. Up to the old house. Used to be Safeway right across the street there. It's crazy that burned down. The saddest thing is there was a liquor store right next door to that Safeway that had a wonderful collection of really nice whiskeys. So, all that whiskey went bye-bye. That's even possibly one of the worst tragedies. So this was a McDonald's? McDonald's went bye-bye. This was a plumbing service, a prescription pharmacy place right there. This was a church just on the right here. Pretty good sized church. Looks like the car wash just to the right here survived, but the roof collapsed in. The Department of Water Resources survived untouched. I'm sure they saved that building. Let's see. This was a KFC on the left. As you can see, the signage, that's gone. This was a thrift store type place, secondhand store just on the right. Liquor store right over there. This bank that was over here had already burned down, so although that was because of fire, it wasn't because of this fire. Here we go, crossing Billy. The post office is still standing, wouldn't you know it? That's the biggest church in town. That didn't burn down. Looks like they're still having Sunday services. A couple of RVs in the parking lot. A couple of other houses that burned down. Looks like people have parked RVs on the properties. A couple of these were pretty nice big homes. A couple of houses standing still. Dollar General still made it. Lots of available space up here.